He overthrew a president in one day and terrorized a nation for 17 years. In the southern edge of the world, in a country known for its poetry, mountains, and quiet strength, one man would rise from a disciplined military officer to become one of history's most feared dictators. This is the story of Augusto Pinochet, the general who promised salvation, but delivered fear, blood, and silence. Augusto José Ramón Pinochet Ugarte was born on November 25, 1915, in Valparaiso, Chile. A disciplined child of a middle-class family, Pinochet's life was shaped by military order, ambition, and an almost unshakable belief in hierarchy and control. By the 1970s, he rose quietly through the military ranks. He wasn't charismatic, he wasn't loud, but he was strategic. In 1973, Chile was spiraling through economic chaos and political division under President Salvador Allende. Behind the scenes, the military plotted a coup, with Pinochet at its head, September 11, 1973, a date Chile would never forget. Tanks rolled through Santiago, jets bombed the presidential palace, and Salvador Allende died inside La Moneda. By the end of the day, democracy had fallen, and Pinochet had risen. Pinochet took control with the promise of national stability. What followed was far from stability. It was a reign of fear. Under his rule, over 3,000 people were killed or disappeared. More than 38,000 were tortured. Universities, media, and unions were crushed. Political opponents were hunted, imprisoned, or exiled. This was not governance. This was calculated repression. To the world, Pinochet presented himself as a disciplined protector of Chile. Inside the country, he built one of the most brutal intelligence agencies in Latin America, DINA, responsible for kidnappings, torture, and assassinations. And while Chile's economy grew, so did Pinochet's hidden fortunes. By 1990, after 17 years as dictator, Pinochet agreed to step down, but not without ensuring he stayed protected. He granted himself the title of Senator for Life, giving him immunity from prosecution. But justice has a long memory. In 1998, while in London for medical treatment, Augusto Pinochet was arrested under an international warrant for human rights violations, torture, murder, crimes against humanity, Operation Condor, South America's secret program for cross-border executions. It was 1998, the first time a former head of state had been arrested abroad for crimes committed at home. Pinochet was stunned. The world watched, and victims finally felt a breath of hope. Between 1998 and the early 2000s, Pinochet faced over 300 criminal charges in Chile, including 1. Murder and disappearances, for the systematic killing of political opponents. 2. Torture and illegal detentions linked directly to secret prisons such as Villa Grimaldi. 3. Kidnapping for the abduction of dissidents, many never seen again. 4. Tax evasion and financial crimes. Investigators later uncovered secret offshore accounts worth millions, hidden under fake names. Conviction? Pinochet was never fully convicted. Courts repeatedly ruled him mentally unfit to stand trial, a decision widely criticized as political protection. He died in 2006 under house arrest, facing dozens of pending charges, but without ever spending a day in prison. Augusto Pinochet ruled with the belief that fear was strength, that silence was order, that power was destiny. But history remembers differently. Today, his legacy is written not in military parades, but in the testimonies of survivors, in court documents, in the empty chairs of the disappeared. This is the story of a man who seized a nation and the people who refuse to forget. This is Crimes of the Powerful.